Welcome to Fireside Giants. My name is Alex, and today I want to discuss Sterling Shepard's timetable for return and the impact of Wan'Dale Robinson, what he's going to do for this offense, and hopefully contribute a dynamic playmaker that can really make a difference moving forward. But Sterling Shepard, of course, tore his Achilles in week 17 of last season. Really unfortunate. Has been working his way back diligently, but ultimately, it's a tough injury. Torn Achilles. We've seen guys like Cam Akers last year come back after about 6 months. Pretty quick recovery, maybe even faster than that, but Sterling Shepard kind of spoke about it a little bit recently, and he mentioned how you kind of have to fall in love with the process. Otherwise, it can take even longer to make this comeback. Essentially, what he said was, I'm feeling great. I've been working my tail off with the training staff, doing everything that they ask of me and doing a little extra on my own as well. It gets overwhelming at times. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You can get lost in it, or you can just fall in love with the process. And that's just what I've been trying to do. Just fall in love with it and get that strength back now. Of course, Sterling Shepard's kind of been injury prone over the past couple of years, really since he was drafted in 2016. Now he's going to be 29 years old. He really wanted to stay healthy last season, only played in 7 games, started in 6, tallied 366 yards and 1 touchdown. Was one of the only Giants receivers that actually was able to get in the end zone aside from Darius Slayton. So at least he made some sort of impact there. But, the Giants wanted to retain him. Sterling Shepard, in my opinion, good player. When he's healthy, he's actually very productive, efficient. He can take advantage of all portions of the field, whether it be on short route concepts, medium mesh concepts, just getting downfield, but also is a really good route runner, and he's reliable. Daniel Jones has pretty good chemistry with Sterling Shepard, but the health issues have really hurt get him more involved, and really the consistency that's required. I think he also dealt with another injury, not Achilles related, but maybe I think he had a calf injury that he missed a couple of games with as well. Made that return, and then suddenly the Achilles pops, and you're like, oh God, this guy's been so unlucky. A lot of these things are just non-contact injuries. It sucks. He's really shifty. He's a good player. When he is out, in the earlier portions of his career, the guy was actually very, very productive. 683 yards as a rookie, 731. His best season was 2018. When Manning was still a quarterback there. That was the whole Geno Smith situation. 872 yards and 4 scores. He had 8 scores during his rookie season. So hopefully he can kind of bounce back and help this team. The Giants wanted to keep him around given his veteran leadership. So I think that obviously attests to how much value he has, especially off the field. As a locker room guy, you kind of want him involved with Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney. I think he's got a lot to teach them in terms of just being a slot receiver. He can also bounce out wide. There's a lot of stuff that Sterling Shepard is capable of doing, and I think that Wan'Dale and Kadarius can really learn a lot from him. But speaking of Wan'Dale, this is a guy the Giants wanted to bring in, obviously drafted 2nd overall. The reason for drafting him wasn't exactly to supplement the loss of Sterling Shepard, more so to add another dynamic weapon to this offense. And I think that Wan'Dale Robinson can be just that, a dynamic weapon, right? Last year with Kentucky, 1,342 yards, 7 touchdowns, 12.9 yards per catch. He caught 104 passes on 140 targets. You don't see many collegiate receivers racking in over 100 receptions. That's absolutely insane. He had 726 total snaps. So a seventh of his snaps, that means the ball was going to him. And we're talking about running plays, any play that doesn't go to him. A 7th of the total snaps that he was on the field, the ball went to him, which is a pretty damn impressive metric. And showcases just how much Kentucky relied on him to generate a lot of production on that offensive side. Now, you look at his tangible traits, doesn't have the high-end height. He's 5'8", 179 pounds. He's the 0th percentile and 27 inches and 63 centimeter arm length, the smallest arms of any receiver in this most recent draft class. Hand size is 9 inches in the 31st percentile, well below average, but bench press, 19 reps for a receiver at that size. Pretty impressive, really strong. 20-yard shuttle, above average. 40-yard dash, above average. 3-cone, probably about average. And vertical jump, a little bit below average at 35 feet, so 35 inches. This is a guy who ultimately is going to provide an extension to the running game. He can jet sweeps. He can do a lot of things, but especially when it comes to motion, that's where we're going to see the Giants offense really capitalize on what he's capable of doing. Just that pre-snap motion, giving Daniel Jones more information. Is it man coverage? Is it zone coverage? Can you shift a linebacker out of the way? I ultimately think that those are all going to be factors that play into the offense's success and what Mike Kafka and Brian Dable are trying to do. But, a lot of people will point out Robinson and say, he can't go downfield. He doesn't have the capacity, the speed, the size to make catches downfield. I would argue against that. He had the 6th most missed tackles for us last year at 22. His deep yards ranked 12th in college football with 553. He was the 6th most targeted receiver when it comes to deep catches downfield at 16. But then he's also a monster in the screen game. 35 screen catches, third in college football, and then 268 screen yards, which was fourth. He is capable of getting downfield. We saw him make a really impressive catch over Aaron Robinson a couple of weeks ago, which was damn impressive. Aaron Robinson is a physical, strong cornerback. Second year, we're expecting him to be that CB2. And, he has the capacity to really lock down these guys. And he really showed out. And Robinson made an awesome catch, which I think is special. You want to see that physicality, that ability to high point to pass or just make catches in traffic, especially when you have some tangible traits that probably are working against you in terms of like arm length and hand size. He's going to be fun to watch. I think that ultimately, because of Sterling Shepard's injury, I think that Wan'Dale Robinson could end up becoming a starter early on and maybe just taking those reps away from Sterling Shepard. I imagine they'll get him on the field and involved when he gets back. But Robinson is a good player. I think he's going to be a pretty active facet to this offense right off the bat. And now you just essentially have all these awesome playmakers to work around. It's just like, how do you spread the ball out? How do you get these guys the ball and capitalize on their strengths? You got Kenny Galladay, Saquon. You got Daniel Bellinger, who's kind of underrated in my opinion. Of course, you have Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard coming back. This is a fun group of guys. Wan'Dale and Kadarius Toney in motion and in bunch formations. There's not going to be many receiver or cornerback duos that can stop those guys in bunch formations. If you have one guy in the slot, one guy in the Z, it's going to be fun to watch. These guys can do so much. Really get creative. I know the offense is trying to get more guys into space and let them work, utilize their natural athleticism, manufacture production for Daniel Jones. It'll be fun, man. This is a interesting group of players. Of course, we'll temper our expectations because usually when we get too excited, things don't go in our direction, don't go our way. But I'll say this, they have the talent to be great players. It's just a matter of the system, the discipline, the execution, living up to those potentials and living up to that expectation. So hopefully it all comes together and this unit can click on all cylinders. It really ultimately boils down to coaching and Daniel Jones being able to operate this offense at a high level. But I'd love to hear your thoughts below on the return of Sterling Shepard, what you think he's going to be able to do upon his return. Probably miss a couple of weeks of the regular season, but maybe we're looking at a week 4 return. But I think Wan'Dale will be pretty much cemented as a starter at that point, given his qualities are pretty similar to Sterling Shepard, and he'll have a couple of games of experience under his belt and a little bit more experience in this new offensive system to begin with. But I'd also love to hear your projections on Wan'Dale Robinson, how you think they're going to use him, the excitement around him, and if you think that he's going to be a good player. I know the size is a concern for a lot of people. I'm not too concerned about it because I think they're going to try and work around that. You look at Tyreek Hill, look at these young, small guys. They're just not – they're like, you have to really utilize their strengths. And I think Wan'Dale has some pretty impressive ones that you can build around. It's just a matter of, is he going to be able to fight off stronger cornerbacks? Does he have that strength? Does he have the speed to face off against NFL level talent? Those are all questions that will be answered eventually. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Take a look at Sterling Shepard's timetable for return and Wan'Dale Robinson's potential impact this upcoming season. Make sure to drop a like and subscription below, and we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Giants episode.